What up? You be chilling with your boy, MC Me. It's the Hammock Hangout. Welcome. Welcome, yo. Welcome. You know, I wish you could hang right here with me, but you know, we're gonna do it over the interweb, alright? I've been meaning to get a lot of videos out, but I don't have Wi-Fi, and so this isn't gonna be HD, and I'm just gonna say fuck it, because it's just me on a hammock anyway, so it doesn't need to be HD. But check me out, you know, check out what I'm looking at, I guess. You know, that's mostly what I'm looking at right there. You know, TV chilling. Got a few things I want to talk about, okay? I got a show coming up, October 16th, the Spooky Turn Up. Be there, be a fucking square. And you know, I've been pretty much just thinking about how thoughts work, you know, and everything, and like I've always known this for the past couple of years or so, but now it's just getting more concrete, and that thoughts create reality. You know, every single thought you have creates reality. It's just a less dense form. When you think of something, it's vibrating at a less dense. I really hope this video doesn't cut out. Wow. Just like that. That is the most ironic shit ever. Exactly what just happened in my last video is the exact reason why thoughts create reality. The second I said the videos, I hope this video doesn't cut out, which all the universe heard was cut out or whatever. The point was that the thoughts created the reality, and it cut out because I'm running out of memory. But it's still, regardless of that, it's just the fact that that's just insane. That's just insane. That's a perfect example of it right there. It's not insane. It's extremely sane. But wow. Okay, so we're going back to these thoughts and vibrations, right? I know. No one wants to hear about the vibrations, or you do want to hear about it. People think it's hippie shit, but I don't know why you would not think that everything is a vibration. Well, what else could it possibly be? How else could a guitar possibly make sound without vibration and pressure? Please explain that. So everything is vibration. And so we're gonna go back to the thoughts here, right? Let's just say, for example, the Eiffel Tower, okay? The Eiffel Tower started with a thought, okay, which is the least dense form of what it was. So when it starts as a thought, it is vibrating at some level, at a very, you know, not very dense at all, right? And it gets denser and denser as you may be asking, MC Me, why don't you step your fucking game up and get 64 gigs of memory so you don't have to keep cutting these videos out? I'll say, you know what, I should have done that, but it's too late for that now. Alright, we're back. Check out the cat, yo. Can you see the cat? Can you see him? You see him right there. Okay, it's a good sign. Cats are a great sign. Okay, so when it comes to thoughts, I deleted a bunch of videos, so now we're good. It's not gonna cut out anymore. Alright. When it comes to thoughts, it starts at a less dense. It vibrates at a less dense vibration, right? When you begin the thought, like an Eiffel Tower. Going back to the example, and I'm gonna go back to the example of me performing too. But starting with the Eiffel Tower, right? It starts with a less dense thought. The very least dense is just the thought, right? And then from there, you get more and more dense and more dense, right? Now, the next thing you would do to make it a little bit more dense is you might start a blueprint, right? So you're gonna get a blueprint, and you're gonna get a piece of paper out or whatever, and now you're gonna start drawing what the Eiffel Tower is gonna be like, what that thought of the Eiffel Tower is that you're gonna be creating. You know, hypothetically, let's say you're creating an Eiffel Tower or whatever, the first guy that made the Eiffel Tower, or girl, whatever. So now you got the blueprint, right? So now that's more dense than the thought. That's becoming more dense, okay? Now from the blueprint, you might make like a little like a model of the Eiffel Tower, right? Now it's becoming a model, so now it's more dense, more physical, it's more real, you know, but it's still, they're all levels, they're just as real, they're all real. Thought is just as real. It's just less dense. It's already happened if you made the thought up, if you can think of it. So we go from the thought to the blueprint to the model of the Eiffel Tower, and then eventually you start, you know, incorporating the actual thing, and you start at the base level, and then you know, you get workers and all that, and it becomes more physical and more physical, and you start at the base level, and you go up from there until it's the actual Eiffel Tower, and it just gets more and more, it gets more and more dense and more dense, because you put more and more attention, or you kept more tension into the thought, and then it created that actual physical thing. And this can go with anything. This can go with anything. This can go with going out to eat. The only way you're gonna go out to eat, like if you go out to eat with your friends, let's say you just go out, let's say you go out to a badass vegan restaurant, because I'm not even gonna promote any other place. So let's say you do that. The only way you're gonna get to that destination is to even think of going out in the first place. You have to at least have the thought and say, okay, we're gonna go out to this vegan restaurant tonight. Okay, that's how it all begins, the actual thought. And then from there, you arrange how you're gonna get in the cars, then you get in the car, and then you think about where you're gonna be driving to, and then it's all thoughts. And then eventually, before you know it, the actual food that you thought of, most likely, if you know the restaurant, you're gonna have already the meal planned out in your head, and before you know it, you're gonna be eating what you already thought of. It's just gonna be more dense right in front of you. So going back to my show, performing, why I'm thinking about this a lot is because for my show, for my performance, you know, for any performance of an artist, it first has to start with the thought. You know, I mean, you can wing it, you can just go up on stage and perform some songs, and I could do that, and I'll have my lyrics down and everything, but like there's gonna be transitions between the songs, there's gonna be intros, there's gonna be, I want an outro, you know, I want to have crowd participation, all these things, and it needs to be planned out. And if I see it through beforehand, then it's gonna be, you know, it's already going to be successful. If I already have it set in my mind exactly how I want it to go, you know, exactly how I want to come out, exactly how I want to perform each song, how I want to have transitions in between each song, and all of this, then it's already been thought out, and it's already happened. It's just not that dense yet. And then before I know it, the thought will turn into the reality. And that's why I'm even performing in the first place. I wouldn't even be on that stage if I didn't first have a thought of rapping, and then have a thought of, and then turn the thought of rapping into making actual songs, and then making songs into making an actual album or a project or whatever. So it all starts with a thought. It all comes down to vibrations, and a thought is real. It is vibrating. Everything vibrates, even thoughts, but they're just not, you know, just like the wind. You can't see the wind, but it still blows the leaves. Motherfucker, look at that quote of the day right there. But it's the same shit. There's so many things that we don't see that influence our lives. So, you know, it begins with the thought. If you want to be successful in anything, if you want to do anything, you have to first think of it, and then you have to hold your attention to that thought, keep attention or pressure on that thought until it becomes more concrete and more concrete and more concrete and more concrete, until it becomes the actual reality. And just a little side note that I just thought of, what's sweet about my music is that I rap about what's gonna happen in my reality. So not only like my thought of like the music just becomes the reality because I'm putting so much attention into the actual music, and then the music in turn is putting attention on the event happening or whatever. Like me rapping about performing, if I'm rapping about one day I'm gonna perform, then I'm like putting, you know, I'm holding that attention. So it's like killing two birds with one stone almost. But I guess I could go with anything, you know. I guess I could go with anything. But the point is to, you know, be careful what you think about, because every single thing that you think about is real. It's just at a subtle level. It's just not vibrating as quickly as a physical thing, but it's still real. It is still very, very much real. and all things are really possible. If you can think it, you can if you can dream it, you can achieve it, really. And that might sound corny, but that really is what it is. And every single day, you know, I see this more and more and more. I mean, I started out rapping in my basement, not knowing, I didn't have an engineer, I didn't have, you know, beats, I didn't have somebody to make music videos, I didn't have any connections to perform live, I didn't have any connections for anything, but yet I knew deep down that it would happen if I continue to keep the tension on my thoughts and on my music. And what happened? Everything fell into place now. I have an engineer, I have connections to local shows, I have connections to somebody to make music videos, I have connections to people that are making me beats, I have connections to everything now because I've held the attention. Okay? So focus on your thoughts. If you want something to turn into reality, you have to hold the attention. The moment that you stop holding the attention it's becoming less and less dense and less dense until eventually, you know, it will be gone. The thought is real, but if you let go of it, eventually it will be gone. So, gosh damn, that's a good one. I'm gonna just pan it out on the sun. We got, oh, the cat's gone. The cat's gone. But it's all good. He came to hear he came to the Hammock Hangout, you know. I'm glad to have you. I really am. And let me know if you want to see a series of these Hammock Hangouts. Actually, I'm gonna scratch that off right now because it's about to get cold. I'm finna be out here. So Hammock Hangout #1. You see, right now I'm creating it with my thoughts. I'm creating it right now with the title right now, Hammock Hangout. I started with a thought and then a word, and then that's gonna be the actual title of this video, Hammock Hangout. Peace out.